Welcome to Space Therapy, where we are discovering what it takes to create a home that's designed by life as we work our way around the points of the room compass, LIFE. We harmonize your lifestyle activities with your home's interior flow, the feelings desired, all affected by your home's exterior connections. In our first lifestyle activities video, we updated the 1940s era one-person kitchen work triangle that only covers the range, sink, and refrigerator. We updated it with the life work triangle, one that fits the social kitchen of our times. The LIFE work triangle looks at the patterns that emerge as we are doing things in the kitchen. We circulate, we distribute, and that's all affected by how people and things collect in various zones of the kitchen. We then explored 3 lifestyle activity distributing patterns: shopping, serving, and straightening or cleaning up. And we finished by touching on one of the most important collecting patterns, the one I call the gathering zone. And in this video, we're going to focus on that with this disclaimer. The examples I will show you are intended to demonstrate concepts, not the latest trends or styles. But first, let's start with an overview of how our lifestyle activities lead to many collecting patterns. One of my favorites is what I call the snack triangle. And the ideal grouping is where the microwave, refrigerator, and dishes are all within 2 steps of each other, as they are in this kitchen. And then there are quite a few specialty zones. I typically start with wine, coffee, but what about spices, cookbooks, grilling, baking, and who knows what else? What about trash, recycle, or here in the Pacific Northwest, compost? How will you accommodate that? I've learned that guests always look for trash underneath the sink, and that will almost always be the best location for it. Finally, the collecting pattern that gets the most attention. I will be doing at least one video about storage and how kitchen designs are handcuffed to and hampered by the out-of-date cabinet boxes made to fit plywood, not people. And this is actually part of the 4th distributing pattern, storing things. To summarize, our kitchen designs are affected by how people and things collect in various zones of the kitchen, and you will need to discover your preferences about what matters in each case. Let's begin our exploration of the collecting patterns that emerge within our lifestyle activities with the gathering zone. When you design your kitchen, answer this question: what draws people to a particular spot in our kitchen? 2 2023 award-winning kitchens illustrate the importance of social seating versus stranger seating. Stranger seating happens when people sit all in a row. The person on one end can't talk to the person on the other end. You'll notice in the first of the next 3 kitchens that the gathering spot in each has wood counters. Wood has 3 qualities no other material has, to my knowledge. People enjoy that wood is warm to the touch. This live edge counter just invites your touch. The counter also demonstrates how to create a gathering zone when the kitchen doesn't have an island. Another example of how to create a gathering zone when you don't have an island was featured on HGTV and also shows how wood is easy on our eyes. In other words, no glare. As you can see, this 9-foot-long tulip wood counter is shaped like an arm stretched out to hug the ones who enter the kitchen. It's quite clear where the gathering zone is. Finally, I love how quiet wood is when items are set on it or knocked over. In this modern kitchen, it also calms down our senses in light of the backdrop of stainless steel appliances and sink counter, as well as the glossy acrylic wall cabinets. Some designers, when they use hard surface counters, incorporate matte finishes and even add heating elements under the surface where people sit to emulate these qualities of wood. Here, I shaped the lower counter so a newspaper could be unfolded flat and be comfortable to read while leaning on the counter. Yes, people still get printed newspapers. Regardless, other strategies to draw people to a particular spot involve incorporating an eye-catching element like this illuminated art glass cafe-style table. It welcomes guests as they walk into this condominium. Or using the fractal concept of self-similarity, a topic of a future video, you can emulate the gestural shape of a hug. You saw this a moment ago in this kitchen. In another kitchen, stone was shaped to welcome guests. In this cherry kitchen, the hand-cast glass invites you to sit and chat with the cooks. And I used ragged copper on the back of the island to visually support the counter and tie into the warmth of the cherry cabinets. Another client of mine fell in love with this 5-foot diameter maple counter and asked me to use it in her kitchen. She later reported that guests would sit down, stroke the counter with their hands, and visibly relax, and even lean forward and put their cheek down on the counter. Finally, for this blocked, quartered, mottled McCory kitchen, the client's bar stools inspired the support under the raised glass table attached to the end of the peninsula. Again, notice how the shape of the kitchen emulates an arm reaching out to hug those who come into the home. So remember to ask yourself, what draws people to a particular spot in my kitchen? Be intentional. Design to create that invitation. In our next video, we will look at another collecting pattern. I call it the snack triangle. We'll look at the relationship between the refrigerator, microwave, and dishes. Stay tuned and please subscribe to Space Therapy Channel, all one word. Space therapy is about not just making our homes look great and work well. Space therapy is about discovering what makes them feel right. Please subscribe to Space Therapy Channel and check out our playlist.